our divine guardian, affectionate guardian, Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj, trying to be of some service to the devotees and to the servitors. We have our distinguished panel over here. Let me bring them on. Dandavat Pranam, Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Prabhu.
And Dandavat Pranam, Shripad Chinmayadev Prabhu.
Dandavat.
Extremely happy and auspicious because of your presence. Very thankful that you're here. So today we are going to be taking up subjective evolution of consciousness that we've been reading, and we are now, Param Guru Mahārāj has taken us to the Gayatri Mantra. And this is, if someone wants to follow, it is chapter number 12 in the subjective evolution of consciousness. Before we begin the Gayatri Mantra, this is what is explained here by Param Guru Mahārāj is the Brahma Gayatri. And as we all know, that Brahma Gayatri is chanted only by qualified Brahmanas. And why I say qualified is because there are Jat Brahmanas and things of that nature, but by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Varnashram system has opened up as he came and he opened it up. So now its proper understanding has been restored to the original reason why it was in place is by qualification and not by birth. And that's another reason. Another reason is that we will not chant the Gayatri Mantras because it is not chanted loudly in public. So those are some of the basic considerations. And in India it is really popular. We know it. Everyone knows the Brahma Gayatri. But here Param Guru Mahārāj is extracting the deepest of the deep conceptions, the Krishna conception out of Brahma Gayatri. So if you guys permit, then I can start reading.
Yes.
All right. So this is Param Guru Mahārāj. The meaning of the Brahma Gayatri must bring us to the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Gayatri Mantra and the Srimad Bhagavatam are one and the same. It is the very gist of the Vedanta Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam is the elaborate commentary of Gayatri. Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya Gayatri Bhashya Rupasau Vedartha Paribrahmitam. Vedartha Paribrahmita. This is Garuda Puran. The meaning of the Gayatri Mantra must be in the line of Srimad Bhagavatam. If we analyze how this is possible, we shall uncover the steps leading the Gayatri Mantra to the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the meaning of Gayatri? The word Gayatri is a combination of two Sanskrit words, Ganat, what is sung, and Trayate, gives deliverance. This means a kind of song by which we can get our salvation, relief, emancipation. Gayatri is known as Ved Mata, the mother of the Vedas, and Gayatri has produced the whole Veda. If we examine the Vedic conclusion from its most condensed aphorism to its most extensive expression, we shall find that it begins with Omkar, the Vedic syllable Om. That truth is expressed as the Gayatri Mantra. then it appears in the form of the Vedas, and then as the Vedanta Sutra. Finally, the Vedic conclusion is given its fullest expression in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Since the meaning, the purpose of Vedic knowledge progresses in this line, the Gayatri Mantra must contain within it the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is, that the Krishna conception of Godhead is the highest. This must be the meaning of the Gayatri Mantra. But the problem is how to extract Srimad Bhagavatam, the Krishna conception, from within the womb of Gayatri. I heard that Dev-Goswāmī has given such an interpretation, but I could not find where it is written. I heard that he has given the meaning of Gayatri leading to Krishna consciousness. Anyhow, the tendency awakened in me to draw the meaning to the Krishna conception. The general meaning of Gayatri is that song which grants liberation. Liberation must have some positive meaning. Liberation means not freedom from the negative side, but positive attainment. This is the definition given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Muktir hitvan natharupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Unless and until and we attain the highest possible positive position, real mukti, real salvation, has not been effected. Mere withdrawal from the negative plane cannot be called liberation. Hegel has said that the object of our life is self-determination. We must determine our normal function in the organic whole, not mere emancipation from the negative side, but participation in a positive function in the domain of service. This is considered to be the highest attainment of life. This is the real meaning of Gayatri. The word Gayatri comes from two Sanskrit roots, Ganat and Trayate. Trayate means positive attainment to the final stage, Swarupena Vyavasthiti. And Ganat means not mere sound, but musical sound. That musical sound which grants us the highest positive deliverance indicates the Sankirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the flute song of Sri Krishna. The purport of the Brahma Gayatri Mantra is as follows. The first word is Om. Om is the seed mantra which contains everything within it. The next word is Bhur. Bhur is where we are, Bhulok, the world of our experience. The next word is Bhuva. Bhuvarlok is the world of mental acquisition. It is the support, the background of our experience. Our present position of experience is the effect of our mental acquisition. That we are here in the world of experience is not an accident. We have acquired this position by our previous karma. The physical sphere. This present world of experience is only the product, the outcome of our previous mental impulses. And the subtle world of previous karma, the mental sphere, is known as Bhuvarlok. The next word in the mantra is Swa. Above Bhuvarlok is Swalok. The mental world, Bhuvarlok, means acceptance and rejection. What to do and what not to do. I like this, I don't like that. Swalok, however, is the plane of decision, the world of intelligence, Buddhilok. Our intelligence tells us, you may like this, but don't do that, for then you will be the loser. That plane, the plane of reason, is known as Swalok. In this way, this material world is composed of three general layers. Bhur, the physical world, Bhuva, the mental world, and Swa, the intellectual world. Of course, a more detailed analysis will reveal 7 layers. Let me project that for you. See if I can still do it. Okay. Can you see? Arun Prabhu?
Yes, I can see.
Excellent. Of course, a more detailed analysis will reveal 7 layers: Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Maha, Jana, Tapa, and Sattalok. So, as you can see in this pictorial representation, which Param Guru Mahārāj is talking about, so we are in the middle planet, and this is all the 14 multiverses all together. So going up from Bhulok, from Earth realm, then one can go up to Sattalok, Lord Brahma's abode, and if one goes down, one can go all the way to Patal. And time moves in a different, at a different pace at each level. So what time is for us here in the middle, the Earth planet, is not the same as Lord Brahma's time. But this is the multiverse. I just want to know. I'm sorry, someone is waiting at the lobby. How do I get that? Was I late? So anyhow, back to Param Guru Mahārāj. This has been dealt with in detail by Sri Sanatana Goswāmī in his Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Here, these 7 strata or strata have been summarized in 3 planes of existence. Physical, mental, and intellectual. And these 3 planes of experience have been summarized in one word, Tat. The next word in the Brahma Gayatri is Savitur. Savitur generally means Surya, the sun. And the sun means figuratively that which shows or illuminates, that by which we can see. The three gross and subtle strata. Oh, 1 second. The three gross and subtle strata within this world are shown to us by a particular thing. Savitur. What is that? The soul. Actually, the world is not shown to us by the sun, but by the soul. What really gives us perception and allows us to see gross things? It is not actually the sun that helps us see. We see with the help of the soul. This is found in Bhagavad Gita. Yatha prakashatya ekah kritsnam lokam imam ravi. Right?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Namaskar, namaskar Anil ji, namaskar Preeti ji, Sangeeta ji.
Hare Krishna.
Haribo. Good to have you.
Namaskar.
So this is found in Bhagavad Gita. Yatha prakashatya ekah kritsnam lokam imam ravi. The soul reveals this world to us just as the sun does. The sun can show color to our eyes, the ear can reveal the sound world, and the hand can reveal the touch world. But really, in the center is the soul. It is the soul who gives light to this world, who gives us an understanding of the environment, the world of perception. All perception is possible only because of the soul. Here, the word savitur, which generally means sun, can only mean soul, for the soul, like the sun, shows us everything. All seven strata of our existence, represented by Bhu, the physical plane, Bhuva, the mental plane, and Swa, the intellectual plane, have been reduced to one entity, Tat. That is shown by the sun, which in this context indicates the soul. Here, soul means individual soul. The individual soul is the cause of his world. Not that the mind is in the world, but the world is in the mind. Berkeley has said that the world is in the mind. Here it is being expressed that everything is seen with the help of the sun. If there is no sun, everything is dark. Nothing can be seen. So without light, nothing can be seen. And in a higher sense, light means the soul. The soul is the subject, and the soul's object is the seven planes of experience within this world. The next word in the Gayatri Mantra is Varenyam. Varenyam means puja, worshipable. Venerable. This indicates that although within this plane, the objective world, the soul is the subject, there is another domain which is to be venerated and worshipped by the soul. That is the super soul area. That worshipable plane of transcendental existence is known as Bhargo. Bhargo means the super subjective area, the area of the super soul. This is mentioned in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dhamna svena sada nirastakokam satyam param dhimahi. Srila Vyasadeva says that here he is going to deal with another world whose pristine glory is so great that by its own ray all misconceptions are brushed aside. Yes, Arun Prabhu?
Probably one question. The ability to perceive the tat is the soul's ability. So, soul is. My question is, where does consciousness stand with a whiz? So, Chaitana and Atma.
So,
This for you.
the symptom of the soul is consciousness. So it is the symptom. Sometimes when we cannot see something, it is not, maybe at present not tangible to us, then we will try and study the symptoms. And consciousness is the biggest symptom of the soul. Presence of the soul. It's consciousness. Does that, Prabhuji, does that somewhat in brief answer the relation between the two?
It's perfect, Prabhuji. And then what you just explained is totally compatible with the previous chapters of Param Guru Mahārāj. And it is also fully compatible with the current thinking in science, which is that all the planes of existence are actually experienced by consciousness entanglement, and that is the one which is giving experience. So it's perfectly compatible. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we will go on back to Param Guru Mahārāj. The pristine, let me start by, the subject is the soul and its object is all these worlds of experience. And the super subject is the venerable area which is superior to the subject, the soul, that is the super subjective area. So it begins with just a brief pause here. It begins with Param Guru Mahārāj explaining the 14 realms, the multiverse within Bhur, Bhuva and Swaha. Each level is subtler as we go, so it's going up from Bhur, the gross existence that we're in, and then going up Bhuva and then Swaha. And then all these three are then represented by one word, Tat. So Param Guru Maharaj says, oh, Bhurvasva, and then Tat, that. And then he talks about Savitur. So usually, commonly, it is understood as the sun. But the specific here, he goes deeper to say, no, it's actually the soul, because that is what is making us see. These 14 realms, this Bhurvua Swaha, we are being able to see and perceive and experience rather. When I say see, it's more experience. This is experiential. This multiverse. Then it goes higher to the super subjective area, Bhargo. So that's where we are at. Yes, Arun Prabhu.
Prabhuji, if I'm not wrong, so Savitur definitely means sun. Another meaning, if I'm not wrong, in Sanskrit is one that illuminates.
Yes, by which we see.
Correct. Yeah.
That's why the sun. So,
yeah.
by what we see, what enables us to see. So, sun is usually understood to be, the most general, you could say, object that illuminates everything. But if you go to the subtlemost, then Param Guru Maharaj is saying that it's actually the soul that is making us see. Not that the mind is in the world, but that the world is in the mind. So like this now, we are at Bhargo. So back to Param Guru Maharaj. The word Bhargo means more subtle than the soul and holding a more important position than the soul. So this means the super soul, the Paramatma. In general, of course, the word Bhargo ordinarily means light. Just as an X-ray can show us what the ordinary eye cannot see, Bhargo is Swarup Shakti, more powerful light that can reveal the soul. And that energy, Bhargo, belongs to whom? It belongs to Dev. What is the meaning of the word Dev? Dev means who is beautiful and playful. That is Sri Krishna, reality the beautiful. He is not a non-differentiated substance, but is full of Leela, pastimes. Deva means pastimes and beauty combined, and this means Krishna. His domain is Bhargo, brilliant, and it is Varenyam, to be venerated by the Jiva soul. What is the nature of the Swarup Shakti? It is Vaibhav, the extension of Srimati Radharani. She holds the full service responsibility and the energy to serve Krishna. Bhargo is no less than the Vaibhav, the extended body of Srimati Radharani, which contains everything for the service of Krishna. Bhargo represents Mahabhav, the predominated moiety, and Dev, Krishna, is Rasaraj, the predominating moiety. In the Gayatri Mantra, we are requested Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Come, meditate. What sort of meditation is possible in that plane of dedication? Not abstract meditation, but service cultivation. Krishnanushīlanam. Dhimahi means to participate in the spontaneous flow, the current of devotion in Vrindavan. And what will be the result? Dhiyo yona prachodayat. The capacity of our cultivation will be increased. As we serve, a greater capacity and willingness to serve will be given to us in remuneration, just as interest is added to capital in the bank. Dasa kari vetana more deh premadhana. In this way, our dedicating principle will be increased again and again. Dhimahi means aradhana, worship. It cannot but be explained in terms of aradhana, puja, seva, worship, adoration, loving service. The word dhi is derived from the word buddhi, which generally means that which we cultivate with the help of our intelligence. But here, dhi is a reference to that venerable intelligence which descends into this plane to help us cultivate service. So dhimahi does not mean abstract meditation, but devotional service. This is the underlying meaning of the Gayatri Mantra.
Sorry.
Gayatri, the song for deliverance, also means Sankirtan. Kirtan is also sung, and it also improves us towards the highest goal. The Sankirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also reinstates us in our highest serving position. So, Brahma Gayatri in connection with Mahaprabhu comes to mean Krishna Kirtan. Then it reaches Vrindavan and the flute Kirtan. And when we enter Vrindavan, we shall find that the sweet sound of Krishna's flute helps to engage all the Lord's servants in their respective duties. When the flute is sounded, the gopis and others are adjusted in their respective duties. At night, the gopis, hearing the sound of the flute, will run to the Yamuna thinking, oh, Krishna is here, Krishna is there. And when Yashoda hears the song of Krishna's flute, she thinks, my son is there. He is coming home soon. In this way, the sound of the flute engages all the servants of the Lord in their respective positions and inspires them to be mindful of their service. In my Sanskrit commentary on the Gayatri Mantra, I have written Dhira Aradhanam eva Nanyaditi tad Radha Padam Dhimahi. All other services are represented fully in Radhika. Like branches, they are all part of her Madhura Rasa. Like branches, they are all part of her. Madhura Rasa is the chief or Mukhya Rasa, the combination of all rasas. Srimati Radharani's Mahabhav, she represents the entire serving attitude. The flute song of Krishna, expressed as the Gayatri Mantra, is reminding us and engaging us in our service. And what is our service? Our service must be to surrender ourselves in the service of Srimati Radharani, to accept the suggestion of Radharani. The Gayatri Mantra will excite us to be mindful about Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, to obey her orders. She is mainly representing the whole serving area, so to try to engage ourselves in her service under her order, to accept her direction and to obey her, that is the service of Sri Radha. In this way, the meaning of the Gayatri Mantra has been drawn to Radhadasyam, self-determination, Swarupena Vyavasthita. Swarupena Vyavasthiti. In the meantime, the partial representations in Vatsalya and Sakhya Ras are also part and parcel of the original mellow of conjugal love, Madhura Ras. The Vatsalya Ras devotee will serve Nandan Yashoda. The Sakhya Rasa devotee will serve Sridhama and Sudama. But ultimately the whole system is one conception. The whole system in one conception is included in Radharani. Radhadasyam, the service of Srimati Radharani, is the ultimate meaning to be extracted from the Gayatri Mantra. That is the supreme end of our life. It cannot but be so. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate or full-fledged theism to be extracted from the Vedas, Upanishads, and so many scriptures. All the revealed truth rises to its acme, to its highest position in the conception given by Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us that the highest realization, self-determination, is to be found in the service of Srimati Radharani. That under her guidance we may serve Sri Krishna. We aspire for a direct connection with her service. What then is the inner meaning and purport of the word Bhargo? Bhargo vai Vrishabhanuja Atma Vaibhava Ekaradhana Shri Puram. Bhanu means the sun or who shows us by light. Radharani is the daughter of Vrishabhanu, so I selected the word Bhanu to represent her personal extended self. I have given the word Vaibhav. Vaibhav means what comes out or extended self. Prabhav is the central representation and Vaibhav is the outer extension. The very gist of Swarup Shakti is Srimati Radharani, and the whole Swarup Shakti is her extended self. The town of her beautiful service, that is the country, the abode of her beautiful service, is the whole Swarup Shakti. Just as the rays of light extend from the sun, the whole internal potency is an extension of Mahabhav, Sri Radhika. She has developed herself into such a beautiful area of brilliance, of internal energy, and thereby she serves her Lord. All these necessary things have sprung from her to help her in serving her Lord. They all come out. When the entire internal energy is condensed in a concise form, it is Mahabhav, Radharani. And when Radharani wants to serve, she extends herself in limitless different ways. And with some contribution from Baladev and Yogmaya, the whole spiritual world, including Vrindavan, Mathura, and Vaikuntha, evolves to assist Srimati Radharani in the service of Sri Krishna. In this way, I have drawn out Radhadasyam, the service of Srimati Radharani, as the meaning of the Gayatri Mantra, and have tried to represent it in Sanskrit verse. Gaur Hari Bol. Gayatri Murlishta Kirtanadhanam Radha Padam Dhimahi. Jai Param Guru Mahārāj ki Jai.
Right.
So give me 2 minutes. Let me gather the team, and we will have Hariharai, and then we can have virtual prasadam. Yes, Anilji, please.
Thanks for such a deep explanation, because if you just go by looking at that meanings, right? So, like that word, right, which you said, Bhargo, right? So, literal meaning is just shine, right?
Yeah.
But after this discussion, right, so thanks for all those, right? Because if there is a shine and there is no one to perceive it, right, then what is the meaning of that shining, right? That's what, right?
Yeah, to be able to perceive the soul, because soul is what is making us perceive the 14 realms. But there is this higher substance that is making us see the soul, and that is Bhargo. That substance is Bhargo. Like that, the super subjective realm. Yes, Arun.
Prabhuji, there are so many books. You go to Chavdi Bazaar or wherever that you can, try to get some religious book, some, Gayatri Mantra pamphlet, and this word by word translation, and it makes nonsense. Because one who's just trying to, words are an indication. And so many times I've tried to go to dictionary one by one, read it over and over again, and it's extremely coherent, as Param Guru Mahārāj is explaining, compared to extreme incoherence when I'm trying to read it myself.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Jai Param Guru Mahārāj ki jai.
There is great, great mercy that the most, the Gayatri Mantra is the root of all. And if we don't understand this properly, what future holds us? We are just giving away the great opportunity for nothing. And there are so many people, and even in Bharatvarsh, who have no idea, and they just blindly and improperly chant Gayatri Mantra.
Thank you.
They're just doing a great disservice to themselves and those who are listening to.
Thank you.
Not only to themselves, but whoever they are trying to, say that. What can we say? And there is a reason why our Guru has set some rules in terms of the exposition of Gayatri Mantra. And we must respect it because it is coming from the highest plane. That instruction is coming from the highest plane. So we must respect. There is a particular vidha for one, who, as you rightly said, a qualified Vaishnava, a qualified Brahman. Only a qualified Brahman Vaishnava is qualified to chant the Gayatri Mantra. And I think least I should strive to reach that level of qualification. Only then it can eliminate our self, the real self of us. So,
You're already a Dvija.
I'm just trying to recall my previous years, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me gather the team and you can continue the discussion. Give me a second here, please. Continue, Arun Prabhu.
So, Arunji, just to add to that discussion, right? So, what my thought is that all this complex, I would use complex word because these things are not so simple for common man, right? So the way it has been written, it's always written against some metaphors, right? So if you just try to just do a literal translation, you are just confused with that metaphors, right?
Yeah.
So that is what the word which we use is rupak, right? So English literal translation is metaphors, right? So all these explanations, right? All those books, right? All those spiritual books which you see, right? Most of them are these slokas are against some metaphors, right? And then when you try to do literal translation, you just don't get the meaning unless you are learning it from some learned person who has some gift, right? And from the God gift, and then only you can understand and go into the deep dive. Otherwise, you will be just understanding the metaphors and just literal meaning and not. Right? That's my thought.
Yeah, so a collection of metaphor does not result in anything useful unless it is laid in the fabric of reality.
Right.
That makes it coherent and self-consistent. So, yeah.
Okay, the team is here, so we'll begin.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Govinda
Hariharaya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha
Hariharaya
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan Hoite Vignana Shavishta Puran Ichai Gosai Jar Muitara Das Tan Sabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras तांडेर चरणा से भी भक्ता सने बास जनमे जनमे मोरा यही अभिलाष इच्छा है गोसाए जबे ब्रज कुलवास श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाश आनंद बोलो हरि भजा वृंदावन श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे मजई अमान श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्मा कोरियास हरि नाम संकीर्तन को है नरोत्तम दास
हरि नाम संकीर्तन
हरि हराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर
जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा सुंदर जय गौरंगा
Okay, Anika ji, take it away.
श्री गुरु गौरंगा गंधवार गोविंद सुंदर गिरिधारी गोपीलाल की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद क्रमांशा पौराय चक्रधरी अष्टचार सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सुंदर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद क्रमांशा पौराय चक्रधरी अष्टचार सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति रसाक्षर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद क्रमांशा पौराय चक्रधरी अष्टचार सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धार्थ सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद गौरकिशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद सच्चिदानंद भक्ति ठाकुर की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय श्री रूपानुगु गुरुवर्ग की जय श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय Anantri Koti Vaishnav Vinda ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Baldeva Vidyabhushan ki jai.
Jai.
Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Narottama Shamanda Shri Vaishnava Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj ki jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Chamkunda Radha Kunda Giridhari Govardhan ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Lakshmi Vardeva ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Narasimha Deva ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakta Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani ki jai.
Jai.
Ganga Jamuna ji ki jai.
Jai.
Antaraj Shri Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charamatra ki jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Vaishnava Rajasala ki jai.
Jai.
Akrat Mat Shri Chaitanya Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Tadesaka Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Paviya Tadesaka Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Damayapur ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Damnabadip ki jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Purushottam Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Baldeva Subhadra Jagannath ji ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Govinda Kunda ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Shri Shiva Gangra ji ki jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Vaishnava Mando ki jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
Iti Got Nande
Hari Hari Bol. Shanika ji, Preeti ji, Bikram ji ki jai. Our divine panelists, Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu and Shripad Chinmadev Prabhu ki jai. Anil ji ki jai. Sangeeta ji ki jai. Nandrani Didi ki jai. And Preeti ji ki to jai hogi. Jai Śrīla.
Jagan Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Baba Didi ki jai. Lead Kirtan Group ki jai.
जय श्रीला भक्ति पावन जनार्दन महाराज की जय. जय श्रीला भक्ति निर्मल आचार्य महाराज की जय. श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ आचार्य वृंद की जय. श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ सन्यासी वृंद की जय. विश्वरेण्य शिलय श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय. नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. And by blessings of all of you, we have successfully completed entire reading and discussion of subjective evolution of consciousness by Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. Today, I think it was week 24 or 23, something like that. So we have successfully, without any breaks, completed the reading, and we will start with the search for Sri Krishna reality, the beautiful, as we all kind of discussed before. Arun Prabhu, you were going to say something?
I want to personally thank you for reading this book, Prabhu. It has been a wonderful, wonderful, enriching experience to me. Thank you so much.
At your service. Jai Gurudev. Jai Srila Govinda Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Maharaj ki jai. Our divine guardians, all of them, their ki jai. Jai.